This is Module 7, Physical Activity. Food is Medicine Curriculum. Physical activity is one of the best things you can do for your health. It is very important for the aging process, and active people tend to live longer and usually experience less chronic illness and disease. Physical activity can refer to all movement, including leisure time activities, for transport to get from places, or as part of a person's work. Both moderate and vigorous physical activity will improve health. Some popular ways to be active include walking, riding a bike, recreation, sports, playing outside games, all of which can be done at any skill level and can bring enjoyment to anybody. So the benefits of physical activity. Regular physical activity can help not only prevent, but also help manage your illness or chronic disease. And some of these include heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and some cancers. Regular physical activity can help prevent hypertension, help you maintain a healthy body weight, and also help to improve your mental health, quality of life, and well-being. However, unfortunately, 1 out of 2 adults live with chronic disease, and only half of adults get the recommended amount of physical activity. Some other benefits of physical activity for adults include improves your aerobic fitness, improves your mental health by reducing depression, improves brain function, can reduce arthritis symptoms, and can prevent weight gain and help you to lose weight as well. Other benefits of physical activity for the older adult population include helps with sleep, lowers risk of falling, improves your balance, increases years of active lifespan, can help lower risk of joint pain and muscle and bone loss, and can help delay cognitive decline. There are 4 types of physical activity. We have endurance or aerobic activities, strength, balance, and flexibility. And we'll go through each one of them on the next slide here. So types of aerobic activity would be considered brisk walking or jogging, doing yard work or push mowing or push moving, cycling, swimming, dancing, tennis, or other sports. Some strength training would be lifting weights, using resistance bands, lifting your body weight, wall push-ups or wall sits. Balance would fall under Tai Chi, anytime you're standing or balancing on one foot, walking heel to toe, and then standing from a seated position. And flexibility, stretching would fall under flexibility. So yoga might fall under this category depending on what type of yoga you do. So current physical activity recommendations for adults aged 18 to 64, we recommend at least 150 to 300 minutes per week of moderate to vigorous intensity aerobic activity, or at least 75 to 150 minutes per week of vigorous aerobic activity, or an equal combination of the 2 intensities. So for most people, we kind of fall under that 150 to 300 minutes of moderate intensity exercise. Also are recommended is the muscle and strength training activities, and that's recommended 2 or more days per week. And then trying to also limit the amount of time that you're sedentary. So trying to replace long periods of sedentary time with any type of physical activity, including light activity. So what counts as light, moderate, or vigorous activity? So let's take a little closer look here. So light activity requires the least amount of effort. So that would be walking slowly, shopping, making the bed, any other light household chores like doing the dishes. Moderate activity would be walking at a brisk speed, hiking, using crutches, aerobics, yoga, weight training, tennis, dancing, swimming, gardening, shoveling light snow, actively playing with kids, house remodeling, or washing a car, for some examples. And then the vigorous activity would be race walking, jogging or sprinting, playing soccer, jump rope, shoveling that heavy New York snow, bicycling uphill, circuit weight training, carrying large logs, or pushing or lifting furniture. So for physical activity recommendations, one way to see what level your activity intensity is to do the talk test. So basically, if you're doing a moderate intensity activity, you can talk, but you won't really be able to sing during the activity. And if you're doing a vigorous intensity activity, you should only be able to say a few words at a time without taking a breath. So that's a good kind of rule of thumb to see where your intensity is for your activity. So for our recommendations for adults 65 and older, we have the same as between age 16 and 64, so that 150 to 300 minutes of moderate exercise per week. And then also they recommend to include the flexibility, balance, and strength piece. So particularly focusing a little bit more on the balance and the strength. And that's recommended 3 or more days per week to prevent falls. And then those living with type 2 diabetes or other chronic conditions, the same again is recommended that either 150 to 300 minutes of moderate intensity exercise or the more vigorous activity for 75 to 150 minutes. And then also importantly, the muscle strengthening activities 2 or more days per week to provide more health benefits. So definitely looking at how you can add more weight-bearing exercises, whether that's body weight, light weights, that type of thing into your activity plan. And as always, trying to limit the amount of time that you're sedentary. If you're sitting for long periods, trying to get up and stand every 30 to 60 minutes to get that blood flowing and that movement in. So particularly with type 2 diabetes or other chronic diseases, exercise has some really great benefits. It can help improve your insulin sensitivity, which we really are looking to do that more with our type 2 diabetes. It can help improve your blood glucose levels for up to 24 hours. It can help with weight loss. It can help lower your blood pressure. It can help lower your LDL cholesterol, which is the cholesterol that's considered not good or bad cholesterol. It can help lower your triglycerides. It can increase your muscle mass, and it can also be a great stress reducer as well. So for those with type 2 diabetes, there are some things you want to be, cautious about. Of course, before, starting an exercise program or just trying to be more active, just talk to your doctor first. Also, make sure you set realistic goals. So anytime you're starting a new behavior or bringing something new into your life that you haven't been doing maybe in a while, it's always good to set those small goals so you don't feel overwhelmed. You want to make sure you stay hydrated, preferably with water. And usually a good rule of thumb is if you are checking your blood sugars, it's a good idea to check your blood sugars before and after you're active. And it's always good to have a snack on hand to prevent low blood sugar. And this is usually just with patients that are taking insulin or are on medications that can cause low blood sugar. So how do we start? So just a few examples here of how you can build activity into your daily life. Walking after dinner instead of watching TV. If you have a big meal, going for like a 10-15 minute walk is a great way to help with digestion, helps you feel better. Pick a family or friend to go on a walk weekly. or maybe even more than just weekly. Ask for a tour of the local gym and take a personal training session to get you, into that using good form and maybe a little bit more motivated. Circle a 30-minute time frame in your calendar when you have the most energy during the day and try to do some type of activity. Check out some YouTube workout videos. There's a ton of different free videos on YouTube, from chair yoga to Zumba to regular yoga, to light weightlifting. So there's a lot of different options on YouTube for free. Join a fitness club, and sometimes communities have clubs for hiking, running, or biking. Sign up for a local race to get you motivated. Walk in place while watching TV. So if you watch TV at night, instead of sitting on the couch, maybe you get up and just move your feet, walk around the room while you're watching TV. And then use a pedometer sometimes to track your steps. So that could be an Apple Watch, a Fitbit, or just a normal pedometer. And try to reach up to 10,000 steps per day, or just each day try to add a little bit more of your steps in. Can be a great way to help motivate yourself. And most importantly, try to have fun in whichever activity you choose to do.